And good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, it is Friday, my kings and queens, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for coming back. You are viewing Brunch, a taste of Tobago, and you are also viewing us on Amplia Network 102. I just want to say a hearty felt good morning to my crew members and my staff, my fellow colleagues at Tobago Updates Television, doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And thank you so much for the people who went before me. That's right. Candace, I see you. You look beautiful today. In case I didn't tell you, you do. And I want to say to each and every one, blessings, blessings, blessings upon you, upon your families. And I want to say blessings to everyone watching. We are not only streaming in Tobago, we are also streaming regionally. So, my Caribbean brothers and sisters, blessings and blessed rising to you. I am your host, J Soul, and once again, you are viewing Brunch. But right about now, let me get to some headlines because you know we love to do that. So, the good stuff is what we're going to be experiencing right now. And I have this wonderful article from the Newsday. It states, Your health and healthy fast foods by Paolo Kernahan. As the old saying goes, going to McDonald's for a salad is like going to a prostitute for a hug. Let that sink in for a while there. Recently, the Minister of Health met with fast food industry reps. The goal, presumably, was to stimulate thought about reducing caloric content in some of their offerings and to add healthy options to their menus. All right, very interesting. In a small country, practically tag teamed by fast food franchises, they're everywhere. The minister's entreaties weren't entirely without merit. So you really want to check that out. You really want to go to the Newsday and check out that inspiring article from Paolo Kernahan. Next, we have the Daily Express, and this caption caught my eye. Is TNT ready for a 4-day work week? Food for thought, my brothers and sisters. The New Zealand firm recently listed in Time Magazine's 100 most influential companies for pioneering the idea of a 4-day work week. A 4-day work week is actively looking for a partner in Trinidad and Tobago. But TNT will need to decide for itself if it is ready for opening that discussion. In Time's 100 most influential companies in 2023, which included companies such as Apple, Disney, TikTok, and SpaceX, 4-day week global was named as a disruptor. So very interesting. Andrew Barnes, who founded the 4-day work week with the Charlotte Lockhart, said its inclusion on the list was a significant milestone for the 4-day work week movement. So you definitely want to check that out. And you know what? Recently, I'm looking in my garden, and recently there was some sort of dispute, if you may, about hairstyles at school. This article really speaks to that. Go check your garden. It says the ministry to implement new school hair code at the start of the term in September. Now, this is going to raise a lot of eyebrows and spark a lot of discussions. Say the Ministry of Education has responded to calls for its intervention in guiding the hair policy at schools across Trinidad and Tobago. proposing the introduction of a national school hair code under the National School Code of Conduct. Changes will be coming in time for September, which is the start of the academic year 2023 to 2024. Students will be allowed to wear their locks, twists, plaits, afros, and of course, cornrows. The twist comes with a week after 23 boys at Trinity College, Mocha, were separated from their peers during their graduation ceremony because their hairstyles, get this, were considered inappropriate according to the school's guidelines. The teenage boys styled their natural hair in cornrows and afros or left their curls out for the event. This sparked some displeasure among the school's administration. So quite a lot there. We're talking social codes, we're talking ethnic codes, and the list goes on and on. But we're going to take a break and we're going to come back. I'm going to tell you who is on today. We have a packed show for you and you are not going to be bored, I guarantee. We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back. You're watching Brunch.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
Right now, Tobagonians are just scurrying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobin Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, half-inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna. Look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex, representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin, Rise and Shine Morning Show host Brother B, former host of Let's Talk Tobago Avian Parks, Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM, Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM, Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact Tobago Dance Sport at gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jeweler, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble class members after party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
And we are back. We are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I absolutely love saying that because we are here to represent all things Tobago. We are here to empower you and we're here to inspire you. And with that being said, I just have one little thing that happened this morning. So I'm coming down the road. Did any of you ever in your life wish that you were an animal? Or four-legged friends. I mean, we're already mammals, but or four-legged friends. And you have the day to just run around and just not have a care in the world. So I'm hustling and I'm buzzing and I'm trying to get here. And here comes this dog on the sidewalk. And her head is like held up high. And she's just strutting, you know. And if I could read minds, I would say she's saying, all right, what am I going to do today? I don't know. There's some bin up the road. I might probably rummage through that. Oh, I might just run through my neighbor's yard. I don't know. What am I feeling like? And I don't know. That is what I felt from this dog. And I had to just take a step back and smile and say, everything is all right. You're going to have a good time. You know, so just a bit of what happened this morning. But you know what? Today is such a fun day. We are talking money matters. We are talking summer camp. Of course, we have our culture corner, you know, and that's something to look forward to. Cherise McKnight is here. She's going to be with us and she's going to talk money matters. Now, Cherise is a financial advisor. She has been for some time out of the Sagicor group of companies. And she is going to be talking about money tools. And that is such a broad topic, you know, the importance. What are money tools? I certainly want to really pick her brain and get some answers out of her. So that's going to be interesting. You do not want to miss that. We have Abini Taylor on today. She is an accomplished linguist. Now, if you know about Abini, she is a CEO of School of Foreign Language. She is a wonderful educator, definitely somebody that you would want to meet and have a conversation with. And she's going to be joining us. She's going to be talking about the Java Spanish thrill. That is something that we definitely want to get involved in, get our youngsters involved in learning languages. We are preparing them for the world. Now, remember, your concept in 1962 would not work in 2023 and beyond. So I'm just saying, opening up the minds of our youngsters and allowing them to develop linguistically is a really amazing thing. And Abini is going to be here and she's going to speak on that. Definitely something, again, you do not want to miss. Also, we have Carissa Douglas. Now, Carissa is the CEO of the Writing Lab, the director, actually, of the Writing Lab. And the Writing Lab is one of those agencies where it's a one-stop kind of experience, your resume writing and your letter writing and your, CVs and all of those lovely, lovely things that sometimes we aren't getting it professionally done. The Writing Lab, my brothers and sisters, is here to really, really bridge that gap and prepare us professionally going forward. Yeah. And also, let me not forget recording artist, killer songwriter, and he happens to be a brother of mine. Christopher Joseph is joining us today. For those of you who don't know who Christopher Joseph is, Christopher Joseph goes by the Supercade Gardenite, giving us hits from his way back. Stop from Call My Name. What else? My Love. Oh, yes. One of my favorites. My Love. No Games. Stop from Call My Name. One of my favorite jams. So hopefully he's going to perform for us. So you really need to stay and you really need to just kick back, relax, and just have a good time on brunch. I feel as if some people are just coming in, and for those of you who are just joining us, remember we are on Amplia 102. We are on Facebook. We are on YouTube. And anywhere that you just type in that lovely Tobago updates link or address, and you're going to see all of our programming, our lovely hosts, and our professional set. I was gonna really go into some things with you, but in the interest of time, I'm gonna leave that for a later date. But I just want to say a hearty good morning again to the cast and crew here at the Tobago Updates Television Studio. We are so privileged to have you. You know what? I just want to say blessings to the guests that are going to be on today, and they are going to be here and they are going to share such important, vital information with you. So I am hoping that you're writing stuff down, that you have a pencil and a pad. If you don't, go now, go get it and sit, and we're going to have a good time. All right. So let me take a break now and come back. Remember, get yourself together. We have a packed show. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back. And when we do, be ready for what is about to take place. Love you. See you soon.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
We are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Oh, my kings and queens, I did tell you before I went on the break that we have a lot to talk about. So I'm hoping that you are ready. Now, my first guest, I'm so privileged to have her here with me. Ms. Carissa Douglas. Did I say it correctly?
Correct. You got it on point.
Carissa Douglas. And Carissa is the director of the Writing Lab. And when we think about Writing Lab, we think about services that involve writing. So your letters and your CVs,
Yes.
and if you have a bio that you want to do, that's what we think about. But Carissa, give us a little insight on how the Writing Lab came about.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're
I'm
most
happy to be
welcome.
here on Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Yes, so the Writing Lab started 3 years ago. When I came out of university, of course, you're looking for the specific kind of job, and it didn't happen that way. So I did, I said, I had this name, the Writing Lab, written in a book while I was at university, because at night I tend to brainstorm. So I wrote that down in a book and I said, I'm leaving it there. And then I said, Carissa, and my sister encouraged me. She said, you ain't get the job you want just yet, but you could write, you love to write. Then I decided, you know what? I'm going to take that name out of the book and I'm going to establish this as a business. And I recognized in the Tobago space, there was a need for professional writing services and support. There were young professionals like myself coming out of university, coming out of secondary school, needing assistance in preparing professionally written resumes and CVs and cover letters. And I started off providing that service. Then, as I always say, I like to build my skill set. So I engage in different courses with regards to business, proposal writing, business plan writing. And I saw that there were small businesses who needed support in that area as well. And I decided to also offer that service.
That is amazing. And that takes me back, because writing services was not really a thing before the pandemic. I have to say the pandemic would have brought about a lot of skills out of our entrepreneurs. And I, for one, I would have wished that Writing Lab was around when I just started doing resumes. I remember I went into an interview and the interviewer, let's say he was not very nice. And he was there, and instead of asking me the questions, he is picking apart my resume and all my mistakes, and I held back because usually, the mouth a little hot. So I held back. And I said, you know what, this is a learning experience for me. There were mistakes. Maybe the delivery wasn't too pleasing, but there were mistakes. I had just started writing my own resumes, and it got me into thinking, what if there was an agency or an organization that caters to this, and then here you come in your lovely ensemble and you're telling me about Writing Lab.
Yes.
Tell me about some of the challenges, because I know the pandemic came and took a lot out of us, and we had to be creative. We had to find ways of sustaining ourselves and our families. What were some of the challenges, if any, that you may have encountered on your journey to bring Writing Lab to fruition?
As in anything in entrepreneurship, some days you're fully booked, some days you have some bookings, and some days you have none. And for me, now getting into this field, before, the thought of entrepreneurship was never in my mind. You think you want the 8-to-4 job in an office space, so now you're jumping into a field that it's new. But then you have to now adjust. So the days when things not so busy, what you're going to do? I decided, you know what, I need to learn marketing, social media management. You're going to push this business. So it really called for me putting myself, delving deeper into my small business and really trying to find ways to continue pushing through that. 3 years later, I could still say I'm here, and I've seen so much growth as it relates to the Writing Lab. So as in anything, the challenges would come, but it's really about how do we manipulate and utilize these challenges to really achieve what we really set out to achieve.
And it's interesting that you said that. I remember one time a director that I worked with, he told me there are two, if he's watching, he would know what I'm talking about. He said there were two types of people that when you have a business, you're running a business, agency, foundation, NGO, any type of business that you're doing. Usually there are two types of people that come through there. You have people that are really, really in need of help. And then you have people who are of a certain social class or social standing. So in terms of your clientele, if you had to give an estimation as to the age group of persons that would come, what would that be?
I would say, because I have the students coming out of secondary school, so you have those 16, 17, which I love because they're so energetic and enthusiastic. They're ready to get into the world of work. Full of life.
Yes.
Then we have the small businesses, because I always say I target small businesses. My clients are mainly those from the ground up, those now trying to just start up a little small. Something was a hustle, but they're going to start up this business. I focus on them because having a company profile, some of them don't know what is a company profile. In terms of a business plan, a proposal, they are not too aware as to what the details needed for these documents. I target them. So I would say between 17 to sometime I had a client, he was about in his 60s and he was now starting his business. He had a love and he decided to start it, to put it into our business. So from 17 to about 60s, 70s.
Yeah. So it's pretty, it's a leap. It's pretty huge. What advice okay, let me put myself, I'm a client and I'm coming in. I know nothing. I just know that I want to start a business, and I've been doing too many things the wrong way for too long. And I said, okay, you know what? Let me talk to Carissa and see if she could help with this situation. What are some of the advice tips that you would give to a client who, because I'm thinking some people come in and Some may have some knowledge,
Some don't.
and others may be totally out of out of the loop in terms of what they are supposed to do and not do. What is some of the advice that you would give to a client who's coming to see you for the first time?
Yes. So firstly, I always say, and this is advice that I give myself, you have to first love what you do. It can't be about the money only, because at some point you're gonna give up because the money may not come, but then there's no love, so you're not gonna continue to persevere. So firstly, develop that love. Whatever you are going into, ensure that you love it. Secondly, register your business. It's not a side hustle. It's not a little thing that you're doing. Register it. It could be selling plums. It could be selling chennets. And you are going to find a way to diversify selling chennets in maybe some sort of interesting and unique way. Register that business. Establish your business bank account. That sets you apart. That gives you that professional look. And of course, at some point, you're going to approach a financial institution. You may want to approach an investor. You want to start thinking about developing your company profile. That is what speaks. That tells the investor who you are. Eventually, when the money comes by, you'll be able to build up a little something. You can now put together, and well, of course, you'll call us, the Writing Lab, to develop that business plan. So it really provides that map for you, guiding you along the way. So as you look back, you look through your business plan, you can see, okay, I've been able to achieve this. I've been able to achieve that. So you have to ensure that you set a plan in mind for where you want to be.
And persons would come to you not just for you to make them look professional, but they're also coming for advice. You know, and I think Writing Lab speaks to the social, human aspect of life and of the job. So it's not just I'm coming and I want this, so you're going to give me this and you're going to write this for me, and then I'm going to go take it elsewhere. I think that you also, because I'm looking at you and I'm feeling from you that you're always ready to give advice, and that is something that is going to stand out, because brothers and sisters, we are missing the human aspect of things. We do not treat each other with love and respect, and we are losing that day by day. So it's so empowering that Carissa is here, and she is very young, like most of my guests, and she is telling us about her experience in the Writing Lab. So tell us a little bit about Carissa Douglas. Who is Carissa Douglas?
You know, I always, when people ask me that, the first thing that comes to mind, I describe myself as a simple servant girl, you know? Simple servant girl. Because I always try to find ways to serve. Sometimes we think serving is, you know, slave master kind of thing, servitude. No, but I look at avenues, looking at my abilities, my competencies, my love to assist people. And that is why I started the Writing Lab. In addition to me wanting to find some level of income, I knew I wanted to assist people. And it has to be more than just money and a business.
It has to be love.
It has to be
passion.
Yes.
Yeah, and you have to be focused as well, because there would be times when things aren't looking on the up and up. Like you said, the money may or may not always come. And so your focus and your passion, there has to be something that is driving you towards your goal. And I think Writing Lab in itself is like a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's something that we need. I don't even know if need is strong enough a word. It is something that you absolutely have to have it moving into the years that are coming. Like I said, what we were doing in 1962 and it was fine.
It's not that now.
It's not working in 2023. You can see that by looking at our children today. Do you see how quickly they grasp concepts and information? Do you see how quickly they evolve? So it's not the same. And so you have to be a little more open-minded. The Writing Lab is here. I know that many of you want to start a business or have started a business, but they are the fundamentals, like what Carissa is saying, your business plan, your
Business bank accounts.
accounts,
Yeah, registering a business.
you know, these are fundamentals because you want to be looked at professionally.
Yes,
And these are the things that,
exactly.
you know, separate the sheep from the goat, as they say. So you don't have anything and then you want to compete globally because you have to look at it globally now. It's not even just about Trinidad and Tobago or the Caribbean.
Yes,
It's global.
exactly.
Everyone is on social media. Everyone has access to, you send a link, everyone can click it. So it's not just
Tobago. Yeah.
not just our neck of the woods. You know, and I think too, with the changes that we have in the economy, do you think that many people are moving towards online
Yeah.
services or online forms of occupation? What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, and I think even more so, the pandemic made online the thing.
Yes,
We
it became
never
a thing.
knew about Zoom, but we know
Yes.
about Zoom because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mhm.
So persons now, even the portfolio of a virtual assistant. Years ago, a virtual assistant, you don't
Yeah,
know
like
what is that.
is. Yeah.
But now, a virtual assistant is a thing. People need that. So because of the pandemic, while it affected us so negatively in so many ways, there was also a positive in that now persons are able to look further than just brick and mortar in a building. You are able to communicate. I had a client in Canada. I'm able to provide services around the world because of that online provision now. And that is what persons need to start to look at. What can I do outside of Tobago, one, and outside of the building space? There are so many opportunities available, but we had to start to do some research and delving into what we really want to do. Even young persons, in terms of looking at jobs, they need to start looking more technologically related
Yes.
rather than just sitting in an office 8 to 4.
Yes, and not only that, the cost of living. Hello, it's actually a thing.
Yeah.
It's actually a reality that $1,000 disappears like this.
Yep.
For those of us who have families, even if you don't, you go to the grocery. This is one price on this day, and then you go back and it's a totally different price. And so, one source of income does not sustain us. Tell me your thoughts on income, because we're talking like income, families,
yeah.
income, you know, the idea of not being able to live the way that you would have been living in 1993 and 2004. Just give me a little thought on that. What are your thoughts on delve into that income making? I mean, you said social media plays a really important role. What about skills?
Yeah. As I was telling a group, I did a workshop on resume writing and cover letter recently. Cover letter writing, sorry, recently. And I told the young persons, yes, you have a degree. Yes, you have a master's. But I am big also on building a skill set. So
Definitely,
yes,
yeah.
so we recognize what's happening in the world, in the global landscape. Social media management. You know, okay, we're looking at in terms of graphic design. You have to start to look at the little areas that sometimes you take for granted because we want to be the doctor, we want to be the lawyer. But what is selling now? What do people need now? We have to consider building your skills. And so person say, because all them certificates, yes, I'm doing the certificate courses because I'm building my skill sets. So don't be so comfortable. I'm not saying be so unbalanced that you focus on getting rich and you're unhappy.
Yeah.
No. But you need to know what you are able to do. And you must analyze your situation and understand I need to build my skill set further than the usual just degree that I have. And I have it taking dust on the side.
Yeah, and that's a thing. That is something that it's wonderful that you're saying that, because how many of us at 16, I'm gonna go to because those are the pivotal years. So about 16, let's say 16 to 20, how many of us know what we want to do? How many of us know about our skills and we are willing to perfect whatever our craft is? Or, some of us are lucky to know, but many of us don't. And I think the writing lab helps in that regard. Now you're coming in and you're not just coming in to get something written. You're coming in to be given advice. And I think what is important is that we recognize socially that many services, probably 80%, if I had to estimate, many services are online. And we have to be technologically driven. And we have to be tech savvy also. One thing that I noticed, my son had a PowerPoint presentation. And he is doing a PowerPoint presentation in Form 1. I did not learn PowerPoint until I was probably 35.
Wow.
And I remember one time, now I have a lot of stories about my supervisors. I have held many jobs. So my supervisor came up to me one day and she wanted something done. At the time, I did not know what a PowerPoint presentation was.
Wow.
And it was crunch time and she needed to have a presentation for a meeting. It so happened I was there and she was like, John, you know how to do PowerPoint presentations? And I was like, no, but I would like to learn. That was not the right thing to say because I saw the energy that came off of her because she's saying to herself, okay, why do I have this person here and they can't do a PowerPoint presentation? And this brings me back to what you're saying now, which is preparing us, giving us that push, that technological foresight that we need to know certain things. Now I'm seeing Form 1 and they are doing PowerPoint presentations and stuff like that. So what I want to do is really, really thank you, Carissa. I think you're doing an amazing service. I myself have to visit you because I have some things that I need to do. I'm not going to front. So I have to visit
all of us.
And I just want to thank you so much for coming. Where we can reach you, phone number, social tags, just give it really quickly before we wrap.
Sure. So you can reach us via WhatsApp or call 48-RIGHT 489-7483. We are on Instagram and Facebook on Instagram, The Writing Lab TT, on Facebook, The Writing Lab. So feel free to reach out.
All right. And there you have it. Empowerment, encouragement, informative. That's what we're doing at the Writing Lab. And if you look at your screens, these are some of the services that Writing Lab provides. All right, so thank you so much, Carissa, for being with us. Right about now, we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth. Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Are back. Good morning again. For those of you who just joined, you are watching Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. I am your host, J Soul, and we were just speaking with Miss Cavisia Douglas, quite a lovely and inspiring young lady, speaking on her experience at the writing lab. And so we move on to money matters. Now, you may want to get your pen and paper for this. This is going to be really, really informative. My next guest is Cherise McKnight. And Cherise is a financial advisor, and she works out of Sagicor Group of Companies. Cherise, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Thank
and
you
I
for being
love your outfits.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, your colors are popping. I
Yes,
love it.
they are.
So, Cherise, tell me, what's going on with money tools? We are going to talk money tools, but first of all, what is money tools? Or public would like to know.
So most times when people hear me say the term money tools, some people say, but money itself is a tool. Yes, but there are extensions to wrenches. There are additions that you put onto a sewing machine. So there are other tools that you put with this tool to make it work. So money tools are what we all use. You have credit unions, you have the banks, you have investment brokers. All these people are there to be tools. Insurance agents, all of them are there as tools because the products and services that they use, it co-aligns with money to create more money. And if it doesn't create money, what it does is create a coverage for the money that you would need.
Mm-hmm. Also, as I'm sitting there listening to you, you said the word utilize came to my mind. And for me personally, I know that many of us, we don't utilize our finances in the way that we should. Mm-hmm. All right. Speak to that. Give us some advice on what we can do. Now, I know for one thing, a budget, as I was talking about this last week about the importance of a budget, and things come about that you weren't planning for or you did not have an allowance for and that sort of thing. Just speak to us about how we can effectively utilize, how we can, safeguard ourselves as much as possible financially.
Okay, so when we are looking at finances, yes, budgeting is one key component that you utilize. Mm-hmm. I'm very abstract when I do budgets with people because at the end of the day, I cannot predict everything. So even inside of that budget, you have to cater for the miscellaneous. right?
Definitely.
Also, you have to cater for the times that you did not cater for. And there are things that people don't cater for. And that is where a tool comes into play as insurance. And there are times that you can cater for. So that's where the tool comes in. You have the banks and you have the credit unions. Even Island Finance is there. Even Unit Trust is there. So when you are making money decisions, as you would have asked, how best to utilize your money, you cannot think for the now. I know we're in a microwave society at this point, especially coming out of the pandemic. We all would have debts. We all would have things piling up on us that is very overwhelming at times for individuals. But at the same time, even though you have to take care of the now, the young you have to take care of the old you.
I love that. The young you has to take care of the old you. That speaks volumes to me, which brings me to my next question. Now, there has been this toss up and this debate for a very long time now. People prefer credit union, they don't deal with banks at all. Insurance, they might invest, but they're hesitant to go all in. Tell us a bit about, for those of you who may be in that situation, tell us a bit about insurance. I'm going to talk about insurance and then we're going to come back to investing. All right. So give us some insight on insurance. And probably you hear what Sharice is saying, and then you're a little clearer as to the financial decisions you should make.
All right, great. So in the past, before I actually went into learning a little bit more about this insurance industry, I, like everybody else, had a negative connotation.
There you go.
It's natural. Everybody has a negative connotation. But we have to remember the name of the product or the name of this tool is insurance. Something that you are insured about. So therefore you are putting something in place to cater for the things that you don't even know is going to happen. Or even if you have an idea it's going to happen, you have no inkling how to prepare for it. That is where your insurance comes in.
Right.
Now, when we hear the word, everybody think about life when are dead. No. There are living benefits as well as there are death benefits to insurance. Each person's lifestyle would have a different module or type of insurance that would come into play. Your income source is one, your age is one, your health situation is another one. These are the main things that they cater for when you're doing your portfolio of your insurance. Now, for me, an insurance cannot be given to me. It has to be designed for me. So when
say that again.
An insurance cannot be given to me. It has to be designed for me. What is good for you may not necessarily be the same thing that is good for me.
Right.
So in a case like that, you have that conversation with your advisor. They are there to advise. But the only way someone can give good advice is if you give good information. Because they will be advising on what you say. Yes. Or background or culture is keep all your money matters to all yourself. But you have to remember, if you are in this situation at this time, then clearly at some point you were not able to manage it. So you need someone who has the capacity to give you the insight that you need, to give you the enough education that you could make the right decisions to get yourself from where you are to where you want to be and to continue along the path of where you need to be.
It's amazing that you said that because you're touching on education. Now, brothers and sisters, education. Now, Sharice just spoke about the culture that we have, and it's keeping our money very close. Right? I know people who still have their money under their mattress, believe it or not. That's the culture that we have adopted. But you know what? We are moving away from that. hopefully, financially. And so it starts with education. It starts with first opening your minds a bit and allowing the advisors, the persons who are versed in this type of discussion, to assist you. Now, in terms of insurance, just in a nutshell, you just mentioned that insurance, it's not tailored. There's no blueprint
No.
for what an insurance policy should look like. It is tailored to suit each individual. But generally, what are some of the basic, some of the pros of being insured?
So insurance gives you immediate value.
Okay.
So off the bat, I have a coverage that is covering me for $1 million. Off the bat, I have an immediate value of $1 million. It doesn't mean that you are worth $1 million only. What it means though is that you have now put a backing to some of what you're worth.
Okay.
So in the financial industry, we talk about security. Everybody wants security. And yes, large things that we're going into may have a cost factor to it, and you would have to go for a mortgage. A mortgage is a lifetime journey. But who is to say what is going to happen to the next 15 years or next 10 years?
That's
I don't
the
know.
thing. Yeah.
But the goal of me going into this journey with this institution is to have what I want to have at the end of the journey. And in doing that, I want to make sure that I am secure. Now, we're not just talking about the company now. The company already is holding whatever you would have been taking these funds for to do. But you want to make sure you are secure. I want to know if something happens to me and I have to close my eyes and I'm no longer here to bring in the income required for my home, that the asset that I have now invested so many years before into is not going to be taken away. And that is one of the major reasons why persons do some form of insurance. And then it is also a way of building a legacy for those to come. Because the ones that you leave behind, yes, some people that said they could figure out themselves. I've trained them enough. They know what to do. But you are no longer there. The cushion that this person had, the person that they would call to cry to is no longer there. And there's very little that you may be able to do. So having that financial sense of backing, you are always going to be in their heart, because now mommy thought about me, or auntie thought about me, daddy thought about me, because he knew at some point in time I might have been in this jam, or he knew at some point in time I would have wanted to open this business. And this is where the legacy goes on. And then that now is going to roll into the further portion of the legacy where your offspring's offspring is now going to be benefiting from what you would have made a decision for and sacrifice to have.
You know what, Cherise? I think the narrative has to change also when it comes to money matters, financial management.
I agree.
It has to change. Now, for me personally, I have had like some family members, for instance, my dad died, God rest his soul. And to be honest, he left enough money to bury himself. And there was nothing else. And I'm saying the mindset, which I always have to compare the years and the eras. So the era that some persons may have grown up in 1962 and before that, those policies would not work in 2023. I said it so many times since the show started. I'm going to say it again. What would have been okay in 1962 is not going to hold water in 2023 and beyond. So the narrative has to change, and then we have changes that we have to make.
Yes.
Because many of us are parents, many of us are guardians, and so our wards or the children, our families, they are at school, they may want to continue their education, they may want to open a business, so it starts with the narrative. Do you agree that the
I
narrative
agree.
is what
Narrative
needs
does
to?
have to change. And it was something that when I left the banking industry, I realized it was something that was needed. Giving information is never easy for anybody. And
Right.
especially when you're talking about money, because you have to look at the recourse. So if I give the wrong advice, what happens?
Right.
If I give the right advice, what happens? And even when dealing with money, today changes tomorrow.
There you
And
go.
then when tomorrow changes, your need might change.
Exactly.
And then no, that's a different
A different
mix-up that you have to
and a
think about.
different discussion needs
Exactly.
to happen there.
So those are things that we ourselves have to be mindful of. Before I had children, my goals were a certain way. As I have children, then now, okay, I need to prepare for this. I need to prepare for that. I need to know about this. When school closes, I need to get that. And then now my money has to go in those directions.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I have to know, okay, what am I willing to forfeit? I mean, yes, persons would say when they're 18 and they're gone, but I still call my daddy.
Yeah, definitely.
I still call my mommy.
Definitely.
It may not be for money, but they have the experience. And as you rightfully said, the narrative does have to change. We just spoke about it in person before.
Yes.
4 points never used to happen in first form.
Yeah, we did. I told you I was 35 when my instructor asked me, and I did not know, and she was pissed.
It never used to happen.
She
we
was
we
pissed,
knew
yeah.
about going to the library to get the information
Yeah, you
from
go
an
and you sit
encyclopedia.
with your encyclopedia and
Now,
stuff.
all kids can just go on their phone and all the information is at hand.
Yeah.
The challenge, though, is that the adults don't seek out the information.
Right. And on that note, Charisse, this is going so well, but we're going to take a break and we're going to be right back. We're going to talk some more with Charisse McKnight, financial advisor. You're doing good. We'll be back.
Dance Ensemble Tobago presents the return July 8th, 2023 from 5 p.m. Dance Sport Championship and Dancing with Caribbean Stars 10th edition at the Shore Park Complex. Representing for 2023 THA Assemblyman Natisha Charles Pantin. Rise and Shine Morning Show host Brother B. Former host of Let's Talk Tobago Avian Parks. Lady Morge of Pulse 89.5 FM. Cara Vaughan of Freedom 106.5 FM. Michelle Borrell of 107.7 FM. For more information, contact Tobago Dance Sport at gmail.com or Miss N White 772-9049 or Miss N Dick 340-5758. Admission only $150. Children only $75 at the door. Tickets available at D&D Jeweler, Tobago United Corporate, Milford 24 Gas Station, Crown Point, Tobago, and Dance Ensemble class members after party from 10 p.m. till midnight. Don't you miss this one.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement, and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, before we went to the break, we were having such a wonderful, insightful discussion with Mrs. Cherise McKnight, a financial advisor. And financial planning is something that gives us a bit of a struggle. I'm going to be as real as I can with you on that. And Cherise is here speaking on that. Before we went to the break, we were talking about what you leave, what legacy you leave when you depart from this life. And we were talking a little bit more on that, and we realized that many persons still do not really make the plunge when it comes to financial planning, when it comes to insurance, making sure your family is okay when you're not there. And so we need to really stay on point and really discuss that. Cherise, in terms of investing is another thing that people tend to, when they hear investing, they seem to run away. And so we need to change the narrative once again on moving forward. So we're going to speak a little bit about investing. What is investing? What are some of the important aspects that we need to know when planning financially?
So investing is really putting something in place, or in play, I should really say, because it is something that will be working that is going to bring forth a profit to you. That is why we call it invest, because you're putting in something that is going to give out. People invest in many ways, and money can be invested in many directions. Now, when you're looking at investing, please understand what you are putting your money to. I repeat that. Please understand for yourself what you are putting your money to. A lot of people invest because, hey, this person make a lot of money and I'm going to put in my money. And then they don't realize that investment is the overflow. So what you actually invest is what is the overflow out of your needs. And you have to be willing to lose that when investing.
It's like you're reading my mind right now, because we would have embarked on an era where investing is like it is soon becoming the order of the day.
It is.
And so we still need to educate. You see, here's the thing. With everything that you're venturing into that is new, you need to do some research and you need to educate yourselves on that particular topic. Investing is one of those things, because if you are not savvy enough, then you are subject to a lot of losses. You're subject to scams. There are a lot of people posing as investors on social media today. And so we are subject to scams because we do not know the ins and the outs, the do's and the don'ts. What are the red flags to look for? So investing, let's say, the benefits of investing, which we're going to touch on a little bit more, because you just mentioned you allow your money is safe. It's allowed. Nobody can really, pounce on it or touch it. You have shouldn't. Let me say shouldn't. And you have the power to decide, because sometimes stuff is taken out for whatever bill or whatever, But sometimes you have the power to decide where this goes, what this does, and whatever. Yes. But in terms of your money growing, because this is what I've been hearing while researching, that when investing your money is allowed to grow. Yes. Just touch on that a little bit, just for the viewers, because people, want this information.
All right. So when investing, it is something that you should also be monitoring. So you would see while your money is growing. Now, a true investor does not invest for 1 month.
All right. Yes.
And yes, as much as I know a lot of people say, hey, I have $5,000 and I want to invest it, that's not an investment. That is you testing the waters. Because a person who really wants to invest really puts it out there. But I know in that industry, not everybody has the same appetite. So there are angles that you can take to say, hey, I want something that is a little bit more sturdy. My belly can't take me getting a phone call saying my money is down to $1 when I know I put in 10,000. And those things can happen in investments. Right? And that is the reason why I said you need to be aware for yourself. Because a lot of people say, hey, I just want to find somebody who can invest for me. This is the reason why they give out financial statements at the end of the year. This is the reason why central bank have those regulations. It's so that you can know what is truly happening with this particular company or not. So you can understand what is happening with this person or not. Because giving money takes a trust in itself. So I trust you. So I'm going to give you $1 million. And I'm asking you to take your judgment and invest. But if I don't know, you could invest it anyway. And then coming back and say, hey, Sharice, your $1 million is now down to 800,000 because prices of this dropped or something happened overnight and this happened. And these things can happen.
Definitely. And I think the losses, like old people used to say, the losses made us chaotic. Chaotic. That is what they used to see. The losses are what we have to deal with, because there have been persons who invested in, companies that are solidified and all that. No scams or people just posing and stuff like that. But when it's time for, okay, let's say your money has to reach a certain amount before you can withdraw anything or whatever. And then all of a sudden it's time to withdraw and you can't get in. Something crashed somewhere or they're trying to fix something somewhere, and it's really devastating to an investor, especially one who is diligently, investing. To their knowledge, they did the research needed, and yet, okay, I'm ready to withdraw now. I can't. But what is the reason for that?
Well, markets can change. A lot of things can change overnight. The youth thing is I make money while I sleep. So, yes, you can make money while you sleep, but you also can lose money while you sleep.
Definitely.
When you're looking into investing. And it's many different things. It could be the political environment. Could let something transpire. And then now somebody may have invested here. And because of the mix-up, something has transpired that throws off this company that now everything has to go on a down low. Or it could be a major incident like 911, 9/11. They went into the Two Towers. That could have damaged something, that could have thrown off something on the stock market, which have thrown off somebody else's money. So there are many little things. A public issue that now persons lose confidence in a company. Your money is tarnished because you have invested there. So there are many, many factors that can spur of the moment change the narrative or change where you can gain or where you can lose. Because let's say we have two competitors and one did something or said something out of the ordinary and then everything falls on that person's side. Everything is going to go up on the next person's side. So who invested into that person, then they are now gaining. They're seeing a big profit. And even at that point, you have to now make the decision. Should I cut my losses or should I wait? As I would have said in the earliest, investment is a long-term thing. It's not, I'm going to take out in the next year or I'm going to take out the next 5 years. No, you're leaving that for like 20 years and going. And it may grow for 19 years. And on the 20th year, something happened at the end of the 19th that throws it off on the 20th year.
That is what I was alluding to, because I know of instances where you are, and I'm talking diligently, you're making sure and putting that investment every fortnight or every whatever time frame is being used. And you are diligently, and to your knowledge, it's growing, it's going well, you're feeling secure, you have a nest egg, and lo and behold, you can't withdraw. And I'm saying these are some of the things that people are experiencing. And so you have that shift now where people are a bit hesitant to get involved in investing. A lot of things are online now. Some people prefer to stick with what they know.
Yes.
So the unit trust, the credit union, that's their anthem, that's their mantra. Don't talk to them about the bank. Don't talk to them about insurance company, nothing. They stick with what they know. That is not always,
No, because every
the right
experience
thing.
is different.
Yeah, everybody, it's an individual thing. And what you were alluding to also is that investing takes time. A lot of us don't have that patience. That's another thing.
No, and to be honest, I've bounced up on a lot of people in Tobago where they now remember, hey, I have to do some investments to prepare for myself at the age of 60. When I ask, okay, so when are you looking to leave at 65? So this investment has to figure out in the next 5 years. Or it would have parents who would now say, hey, my child is doing really well. They're going into fourth form. I know they want to go to college. So I want to do something that I could bring forth that money in time that I could pay for them to go abroad, or even to pay for them to go to UAE because I don't want to use gate, or I don't want to have this, or I don't want to have that. And that's a really short span. And then when you ask them how much you want to invest, the figure and what you want would not coincide.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's so many unfortunate factors. I would call it unfortunate factors. And it is we who have created that for ourselves, because in school, we know about POB, we know about POA, where who did accounts and who did business. But how much of us was taught how to manage money, or how to really deal with money, or how to... So that is where we have ourselves have to now go out and seek the information. A lot of people would have had negative experiences with insurance. They've had negative experiences with the bank. I've even met people with negative experience with credit unions, because they would have had some people, they just wake up and the credit union close down. And then that's a fight. You understand? Now, we have to understand that these things can happen. But what are we going to tell ourselves? Okay, because I got hurt one time, I'm no longer going to get married to anybody. I'm not going to put myself out there. I'm going to lock myself in a room and don't talk to people because I'm getting a fight down every time I go out. No. So why are you telling your money that?
Indeed. And I think also we learn, whereas we learn from experiences, we also sometimes, without even knowing it, we use our experiences as a crutch.
Yes.
And so this is my little safe space here, and I'm not going to go left nor right, above nor below that, because that is my safe space. And again, the narrative, it brings me back to the point that we're making all the time.
So we do
the
have
narrative
to do
has
something.
to change.
I mean, all of these things, the banking sector, credit unions, insurances, all of them actually derived around the 18th, 19th century. So for all of them to come literally around the same time can tell you that each one has a part to play with the next one. And let's be real, we all reinvest in each other.
Exactly.
As much as we don't like it, insurances have to put their money somewhere. Credit unions have to put their money somewhere. Banks have to put their investments somewhere.
Yeah.
So in the finance industry, there is intertwine. Somewhere, somebody's intertwining with someone.
Yes, networking.
And it is financially done.
Getting done. Yeah, it's actually a network.
So each do have a part to play. But as I said, your appetite is what tells you if you lean more to one or the other. The best way that you would know what works best for you is going and ask a question.
There you go. And you have to be willing to do the research. It's not going to be fly by night. It takes time. A lot of things we were taught may not necessarily have been the right thing, or may not be a positive influence on where we need to be heading now, today, in today's world. So that's another thing. And also the narrative, which brings me back to the first point I was making, which is the narrative needs to change. Any advice for people looking? Any advice on anything, basically? Any words of encouragement?
There's one thing I always like to talk about is with people who have children, educate your children about money. Do not just think that, okay, I work, I get paid, and I spend. Let them understand that money has its own life form. It is similar to how we have our own life form and your environment depicts what happens to you.
Yes.
It's the same thing with your money. Hence the reason why you yourself have to go and ask. Because is the environment in which you put your money really where it needs to thrive?
That's the question.
So that would be my first advice. The second one is have a conversation with any financial person that you trust.
Okay. Say that again.
You have a conversation with any financial person that you trust. This person must have shown you where, okay, I have the understanding of how things are operating, and you go forward. Because an investment banker coming to talk about normal banking things would be a challenge, because he is planted in investment banking. So most of his mind on a daily basis is on investment. A person who works inside of the bank, you telling them about credit unions is two peas in a pod, but it's two different peas.
Two different
So you have
entities.
to remember that you are going to this person to have a conversation on where their strength is.
There you
not
go.
necessarily where you think they have a knowledge of.
Yes.
You're
So it
working
has to
on where
deal
their
with
strength
the
is.
strengths,
Yes.
which is a really good point. You know what? I have learned so much. I could go on and talk forever, but you know what? Before I go, right? Charisse, how do we contact you? Are there any numbers you'd like to leave? Social tags? Where can we find you for your wonderful services?
Sure, you can contact me at 792-0915, or you could just go into the surgical office here in Tobago and ask for me. Most times I may not be in the office per se, but they would be able to contact me. So far for social handles, you can look for my name, Charisse Insmat Nights, and you would find me. But more than likely, the phone is the best way. I always tell people, you call the phone, you don't get me, send a WhatsApp. You would get a response.
Right, definitely.
Yeah, that way you're sure you're going to get it. For sure. So 792-0915 is the best way
to get in
to get me. All other avenues you will. It's just that one is quickest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how long have you been involved in financial management?
I've been in the finance industry since 2000.
Wow.
Yeah. I started off in the banking industry. At that time, I was in sixth form, but I still was given the opportunity, thank God, by the bank at that time to come in the industry and work while I go to school. And then I travailed until 2017. When I came out of the banking industry, I did take a little stint in unit trust so that I would have been able to understand that aspect of it. And now I'm in the insurance industry. And well, I'm grateful for the company I'm in because they actually have a little bit of each of these inside of the company. So it's like I basically made a deep dive into all the things. I could just touch. But my goal at the end of it all is to be an all-round financial advisor. I want to be able to give a true assessment of an individual because most times when I assess people, I want to know where you want to go. And that is what your money is here to do. So I'm always here to give information.
Right.
I love to give information. My children will tell you anytime I meet children and they're doing anything money-wise, I love to have what they would call a lecture, but it's really allowing them to understand that the seeds that they plant now with their money is what is going to reap further down.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And let me just reiterate on what Charisse said. Please teach your children the importance of financial management. Get it embedded into them so that they are well aware and they are able to navigate effectively and successfully as they go along. All right. My trivia question. All right. I cannot wait to put this one on you guys. In 1498, what was Tobago called? I'm going to say it again. In the year 1498, what was Tobago called? Now remember, you are going to be winning a wonderful brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. You guys need to get down there. It's absolutely beautiful. A brunch for two at Waves Restaurant. That is your prize. So in 1498, what was Tobago called? I can't wait. Get to typing. I want to see those answers. I cannot wait to be back with you. And right about now, we're going to take a break. We were speaking with Mrs. Cherise McKnight, such a lovely, lovely, kind-hearted soul. And she is going to be able to give you advice. Go ahead and use the numbers that she gave and social tags that she produced and get really, really into your financial future. We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back with more brunch.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
How it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna. Look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Tobago, after freeness is more speed and better TV. Get a free Samsung smartphone and free installation, plus 200 megabits per second, Paramount Plus, and more for only $299 with a select 200 plan from Flow. Visit online at discoverflow.co today.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3-bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home.
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.